What's up, everybody? Welcome one, welcome all to the Jerkmonger Show. I am your host, the Jerkmonger, coming at you live from AMC Theater, just having seen The Rise of Skywalker. All right, how do I feel about this movie? Well, what's up, Jalapeno Milk? EL Creation, what's up? Oh, I'm eating popcorn. Alfonso Prody, what's up? What's up, everybody? All right. Well, says Eric Huggins. Don't you want to know, Eric Huggins? All right, you got. Tell us. I thought it was the worst Star Wars of all times with Jalapeno Milk. Dennis Bruce says, hi. What's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? I'm right. Andrew says, you didn't lose your appetite, so it wasn't that bad. Snape killed Dumbledore, says Alfonso. I'm chopping popcorn. Look, I got my popcorn for AMC. Look at that. And so last night, hope you got to see it. I just saw it, Dennis. I just saw it. Hey, Ed Tenorio, what's up? You didn't get the R2D2 popcorn bucket? I don't know, they had one. I don't know. I got a Star Wars cup. I got a Star Wars thing. I was ready to go. I went in there and I braved it. And I have a review. I got a funny feeling, though. Some of you are going to be mad. All right. I'm going to take you guys on a ride with me. Because I got to keep rolling. I got to keep going. All right. Here's what I think happened. Here's a scenario. Rise of Skywalker. Directed by J.J. Abrams. Written, I guess, co-written by J.J. Abrams. Everybody's mad at J.J. Abrams. Everybody hates J.J. Abrams. I don't hate J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams is what I call a great idea guy. I love all his ideas. His execution, however, not so much. And I think, I've been talking about this movie for and having not seen it for the last couple of days, and I think that overall, I think you guys are probably, I've heard what I've said or whatever. I think a big problem with these movies is that we created a system called a three-act story. This is a Western storytelling, three-act play. But we did it with movies. So what happens is, if you're going to do trilogies of film and serialize them, which is what Lucas wanted to do in the first place, which is what he did, then you run a risk that you can make us, one of the installments in the trilogy could be terrible. And it could throw off the whole thing. Here's what you want, though. If you're going to mess up, don't do it. It's a trap. Right up here. All right, you guys wanted me to tell you what I think? There's 17 of you now. I'm going to just say it. I liked it. I didn't just like it. I liked it a lot. But it's got a lot of problems. And it's got a lot of problems because of Rian Johnson. It's got a lot of problems because of Disney's mismanagement of the product, and it ruined it. And there's no way. I'm happy because I'm actually kind of a casual fan. I don't get bent out of shape about this movie. I, however, believe. Oh, I can't do a U-turn here. Let me move over here. I believe what happened was they had opportunity to make a good movie. Disney got greedy. Disney got so greedy. They want to tell the story, right? They want to capitalize on their new purchase, which I totally get, man. They sold that thing for they bought that thing for like $4 point whatever billion. And they're also kind of arrogant, right? Disney already has an arrogant thing. Nolan, what's going on? Come on. So what happened here was, in my estimation, Disney says, they're like, you know what, man? Everything we touch is gold. We don't got to work. All we got to do is just slap Star Wars on it and everyone will buy it. So they hired J.J. Abrams to make the first movie. Hey, Cam, how you doing, man? I'm driving, so I won't be paying attention to everybody. Oh, my gosh. Gosh, traffic here. Dude, the popcorn is awesome. So what happens is Disney goes ahead and in their hubris, they command J.J. Abrams to make a movie. And I say command because that's kind of how it seems like that. They're like the emperor. You will do it. Do it. Do it. And I know, right? So J.J. Abrams is like, okay, man, but I really don't want to do it, or whatever the story is. I'm giving you the synopsis of what I think happened. This is all kind of my speculation based on different stuff that I've seen. So Eric says I'm seeing this after. All right, I'll try not to give you guys too many spoilers, but I will do a spoiler review because I do want to talk about this. So no spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. All right, so here's what happens. JJ goes and says, I'm going to make a movie, but I'm just going to give you a bunch of stuff. Again, JJ's an idea guy. I don't know how to finish stories. I started Lost, and somebody else finished it, and it sucked at the end, right? But all the way through, I was like, this is a great idea. Keep giving me more of this. Super 8, great stuff. Alias, good idea. But he never finishes it, never finishes it well. So what happens? He makes this movie, leaves a bunch of holes there, or a bunch of threads loose, and then says, hey, Ryan, RJ. I like when Ethan calls him Roundhead. Hey, Ryan, just make sure you follow. Supposedly, the legend goes that he did produce some sort of information towards like a idea, a general plot, or a concept that he wanted for the film. But here's what happened. Disney drops the ball. I'm blaming Disney first and foremost, and I got to tell you, this really taints. It's a funny word to use these days. It messes up my perception of how Disney cares about handling properties. And because they didn't make it, they bought it from somebody else. They just went and did what they had to do. I'm gonna throw some popcorn at you guys. You guys ready? I just threw some popcorn. All right. So then what happens is they hire this guy, and I'm not sure what the story was. I'm not sure what Rian Johnson thought. Exactly. I'm not sure how he sold it. I'm not sure if Disney was like, hey, man. I'm sure Bob Iger was like, hey. This is my friend does Bob Iger's voice like a mobster. Hey, whatever you do, Ryan, make this movie. Make this movie. I don't care how you do it. Just make the movie. I don't care about this property. I like things like theme parks. I like making money on theme parks and stuff. So Ryan says, this is my opportunity. Now I will make the movie I always wanted, because Rian Johnson, for a variety of reasons, guys, let's face it, I'm in the parking lot right now. I'm a long line to get out of here. Rian Johnson, I think, has been, and obviously this was going on, he's been like a low key operative. He's one of those guys that's like, I hate whatever these guys do. I hate straight male guys, and I hate people that don't like me. I hate Orange Man. I hate everything. So Ryan decides, I'm going to subvert their expectations. I'm going to make something that's going to upset them, because that's what people do now with art. They only want to upset people. Nobody wants to make a movie that's actually good. They want to use it as propaganda. They want to make something that's going to make you upset. They want to make something that's going to piss you off and make you seem like, oh, what are you talking about? It's you guys, because you guys are just toxic. You guys are toxic. You guys don't like anything, and you guys your fandom is stupid. But what they're doing is, when they do that, is they're trying to cover up their real motive of trying to disrupt, right? Because that's what leftists and that's what progressives, all they want to do is disrupt what we love. So it's like if I went to a country like China and decided, hey man, Forget about your thousands and thousands of years of history. Here, have a Big Mac. Take this Big Mac and suck it. You're going to eat the Big Mac whether you like it or not. That's what they're doing to us. This is our mythology. This is our product. This is our stuff. So, what does he do? He makes the product. And exactly what's supposed to happen happens, just so they can have a reason to complain and say, you see, they're a bunch of savages, these Americans. By the way, I'm tired of that mess. I'm tired of people making, by the way, I'm wearing my Bounty Hunter shirt. Drawn, art by Jared Beastrek. He said he's going to do another one. I want to buy another one. So then what happens? So he comes in. So by the way, let's go back to Force Awakens. So when JJ is making Force Awakens, he has a very unique task. Force Awakens is right on the heels, at least in product placement, right on the heels of a set of terrible movies that has really upset a lot of fans, but they loved the property so much. I'm talking about the prequels, that some of them grew up with it, and they were little kids when they saw it. Some of us were too old to enjoy it, so we hated it. And there were real problems with those movies. Let's just face it. Real problems. I just saw it, Brian. I just saw it. I'm going to give you my review again just in case you missed it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I'm also not as deep into Star Wars as some of you guys are. Now, my friend, one of my best friends here, I went to see it with. He took me to see it. He's a hardcore Star Wars fan. He enjoyed it as well. So why can we enjoy it? Why do we enjoy it if it's supposed to be so bad? I think some of us are perfectionists. I think I listened a little bit to Mike's discussion on it. It wasn't as bad as Mike says. Mike might disagree with me, and that's okay. Hey, boy, yeah. What? Try not to suck on a Big Mac on your way home. No, I'm not. I'm eating popcorn. So, it wasn't as bad as what people are saying it is. It really isn't. Although, it is, and I'll explain that. Well, I'll get to that part. So, I just want to explain how we got here. So, when JJ makes the first Force Awakens movie, he's trying to refresh and replenish the joy and the love of the franchise that we all had from the original trilogy. So, in a sense, the first one feels like we're gonna kind of like retread old ground. So it wasn't innovative enough. And had JJ, if I was Disney, I would have forced JJ to stick around a little bit longer on those movies. But it feels like Disney backed off. It feels like Disney said, I don't want to deal with it. You guys handle it. Hey, Kitty Kennedy, take care of this for us. You got it, boss. You got it. Problem is, she didn't got it. She didn't do it. So when Ryan makes the movie, he's like, oh, I get carte blanche. I do whatever I want because I made some other cool movies that Mike Miller likes. Hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the movies. Glad I'm not the only one. I love The Rise of Skywalker. I loved it. I almost loved it. I loved it like a ride. I loved it like a comic book. I loved it like something it was just fun. I'll tell you a little more. So JJ's first installment was, I would say it wasn't perfect because it was trying to cleanse the palate for this next set of films. We have a new chapter to tell. Let's tell it. So it feels a little weird because there's a lot of fan service and not enough depth. That was a big critique of the movie. Rian Johnson says, hey, here's my chance. Here's my chance. I'm going to stick it to all these guys. All these conservative people who like tradition and heritage. All these people who love continuity. I'm going to screw it. I'm going to mess it all up. And they're going to come and buy it anyway, which we did. We all went anyway. We all went to the movie. We heard it was bad. We told you it was bad. And just like episode 1, 2, and 3, those were bad. And we still kept going. And we bought their t-shirts. And we bought their toys. And there's some cool toys. I think this was one of the freshest movies to give us like new content, like new designs. That's another thing I loved about this movie. All right, so now that he botched it up, subverts our expectations, quote unquote, which there was a ton of ways you could have done that and done it consistent if you really cared. He clearly did not care about Star Wars, or he's younger than I think he is and doesn't have a real connection to the product. So I'm with you, Nolan. I liked. I don't know. I'm not sure I liked them. I definitely didn't like 2. But I did kind of like 1 was boring to me. 3 was better, but it was real cheesy and it was just real corny. That's all it was. It wasn't great. It wasn't that great. All right. So now let's get to the bit of it. Let's get to the critique. So because he messed it up, and I know you guys have heard plenty of stuff, and I actually agree with not all, much, if not most of the commentary I've heard about Last Jedi. And I saw a bunch of people. It just seemed weird because all these people were defending it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's horrible. And the reason why it was horrible was because Johnson, he misunderstood his role in the process of making these Star Wars films. His role was to make the connection, to link it to the third act, to make the link between the first and the third act. But he instead treated it like it was his own fun project. He didn't make a movie in service of the IP. He didn't make the movie in service of the fans or the customers. And then, what you guys are upset about, all these fans are sucks and they're losers. Oh, how terrible was that? And so, on top of making a consistent product, maybe by itself it wouldn't have been that bad. If you didn't have The Force Awakens, maybe Last Jedi wouldn't have been as bad as it was. Except for the cancer bite scene. That was terrible. I think you got to get rid of cancer bite altogether. If you just like skip through cancer bite, I think you have a better movie. He ruined core characters. Again, we're making trilogies here, guys. And if you think about it, episode 1, 2, and 3 is the first act of this multi-trilogy, right? The second act was the original trilogy. And like a movie, it's like going to a normal movie that's 2 hours long. You go through most of the film, right? Going through most of the content, and it's going really, really good. At the beginning was it was all right, slow build. You get to the to the climax or the second act with all the trouble. Like, oh man, that was cool. And then they botched the ending. So this trilogy was botched, and that's the reason why I'll give you guys, I'll grant you this. If you hated The Last Jedi, it was so on Force Awakens, well, you might like this, but you'll never be completely satisfied with it. Because one of the thoughts I had when I was watching this movie was, like, I want to see the first and second episode of this third installment. Where's that movie? Where are those movies? Because those are not there. This third installment is clear that JJ was given the task to fix the problem. Man, you can make a drinking game out of how many apologies there are in the movie for what happened in The Last Jedi. I mean, over and over, it was amazing. It was like, and they're so obvious. So one of the critiques I heard was that the beginning of the movie is heavy with exposition. Now, why is that good? Because you needed that exposition to explain how we're going to get out of this mess. The problem is that's not how you make a good movie. You can't have too much exposition. People always complain about that. You're talking down to your customer, to the watcher, the audience. Don't do that. So what happened? But there's no way to fix the flaws in Last Jedi without giving you exposition. This is no way to do it. there was a lot, and because there was so much they were packing in, it felt like there was 2 movies in this movie. 2 of them. So because of that, because he was trying to fix the problems of the last one, like basically almost like remaking it. Let's just pretend that Star Wars: The Last Jedi, if you take the whole movie and add like the first third of this film, you've got about a 4 to 5 hour film for your second act, because JJ is trying to play catch up with all this. So now let's skip over to the middle of the movie. Somewhere about halfway through the film, the story starts to kind of make a little more sense. At first, I didn't know what was going on. There was a Skyrim planet. There was like a Maine planet, like somewhere in Maine, up north. There was planets. All right, whatever. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, there was so much going on, and again, the exposition didn't help me, because they were trying to fix the problems before and also try to set up a story for this one. So it was just kind of like all over the place. Then it says, what was your favorite part? My favorite part in the movie was the final act. Like, I was groaning in the first third, the first act. The second act, I was like, okay, I see what we're doing here. And then finally in the third act, I think it was a great payoff after all. So it's worth it. It's worth it. And like, I actually got chills in one scene. I felt a little sad in other scenes. But see, the other part of the problem is, maybe it is true that J.J. Abrams is another very fantastic director. So there was a lot of moments in the movie that weren't solid. So it was entertaining, but not a good movie. But really bad plot points. Sorry. Story was confusing at all. They just try to ignore TLJ. No, there was some confusing parts for me, Lafayette. I was kind of like, why are they there? Why are they running so fast? Why is it every time they turn around? How many times does Chewbacca get in trouble? How many times does this guy start crying? It was like a lot of things. There was a lot of stuff. The pacing was really, really bad. So that's what I'm saying. The pacing was bad. Again, not a good sign for your favorite movie. Some story elements just didn't quite connect for me. But again, like any other movie that I really enjoy, but I know it's garbage, this was like that. I don't think it was garbage. I just really liked it. So that's my critique. I mean, it's not. If I was going to give it I'm going to do like Chris Stuckman. I'm going to give it a letter grade. I think I would give this movie a C. I think I would give it a C. I would give it a C. Favorite scene? What's a good favorite scene? The climactic scene, I think, was my favorite scene. And that's another thing. The characters, what were some of the pros? The acting was good. I felt like, this is what I'm trying to say. I think that what JJ left for Rian Johnson to accomplish was to really fill out the characters of Rey, Finn, and I don't think he did it. He gave us a BS story. It didn't resolve a lot of the issues, and just wasn't enough character development. This movie had a lot of character development. There were some better arcs in this movie, but ultimately, it just didn't land because it was too much to do. It was too much work. So I'll give JJ, who may or may not be a great director, I'm going to give him an E for effort for doing the best he could with what he had, and I think he did a really good job with what he had. It was junk. There was no way he could fix this. If you loved the subversion, if you hate your fellow Americans that much, or your fellow Star Wars fans that much, that you say, ha ha, take this, toxic Avenger, then you're going to be mad at this movie because it apologizes for so much. I mean, literal lines are like, I was wrong about this. We don't do those type of things. Like, what? That's not what you said in the last movie. That's amazing. But the problem is they were jamming in so many scenes. Uh-oh. I'm getting a call. Hold on. I have to call them back. Anyway, so what does that mean? Let me see here. Lafayette says, it was JJ just giving full fan service to Star Wars fans and the stupid Jedi ghost crap. Luke can actually interact with the physical world, so why not just... I don't know. I don't know about that, Lafayette. Those are some of those things that I think were left for our imaginations that I think are hurt the film. I agree with you. I agree with you that those are problems. That's what I mean. There are definitely problems in the movie. One of the interesting things was a character uses. I can't say too much without giving it away, so I don't want to spoil it. Maybe later tonight or this weekend I'll do a spoiler review. I'll talk about some of the ideas. I mean, I didn't commit everything to memory, so I'm not gonna be able to just, Cam says, it sounded like a big mess thrown on the screen. Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, I really can't lie about that. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't. Let me put it this way. Okay. It was not an excellent film, but it was entertaining. Will that work for you guys? It lacked in excellence, but it made up for it. It basically said to me, but some of you are not going to be satisfied. Some of you are going to be mad as hell, and you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to want to talk about it. An entertaining bad movie, I guess so, but it wasn't bad in the way like some movies are bad and they're just not. They're just terrible. Like they upset me. What's a good bad movie? All ROTJ needed was. Okay, I can't read that. I think it's too much. So my score, if I was to give it a score, like I said, C, maybe C minus, but it passed. It wasn't a D. What's another good movie? What's another movie that you know is not good, but you love it? How about RoboCop? RoboCop is not a good movie. I hate that movie, but it checks off the boxes for what it was intended to do. So, Snakes on a Plane. I like that, Dennis. That's a problematic movie as well. But you enjoy it. Speed Racer, that's a good one, Alfonso. I love Speed Racer. I know it's not Oscar-winning performances. I know it's not that. Although, I gotta tell you, Adam Driver kicked ass with his portrayal of Kylo in this movie. I loved it. I've kind of had a soft spot for him anyway. That's why I didn't like what they did to him in the last movie. Rian Johnson destroyed the potential for this trilogy to really succeed. I totally agree. Adam Lohr says, can you give a grade for the other Star Wars movies for comparison? Okay. I would say, in comparison, I'm going to keep a C for this movie because I left the theater like, oh, that was great. That was cool. I even like yay. I would say that like episode 1 gets a C minus. Episode 2 gets a D plus. Episode 3 gets a C minus. But I didn't like those movies at all. Like I really don't like them. But I'm giving that the grade is I'm assigning a grade to the quality of the film. Episode 4. G.I. Joe was a bad movie. G.I. Joe was a bad movie. It was a bad movie. G.I. Joe Retaliation, I thought was tolerable. I enjoyed that because I like The Rock. But it's still a bad movie. Does that make sense? Episode 4, I think I'll give that one. I guess I can give that one an A. It's a solid, good movie. Empire, A. Return of the Jedi, A minus. For me, what's the one? Rogue One gets a B plus. I really liked Rogue One, but it's not as good as the other one. Lightning Fan says, I love Punisher because it's Tampa. That's a good one. I liked some of the scenes. Lots of problems. Not one of my favorite movies, but I enjoy it. And every time I see it on Netflix, I want to watch it. I'm like, I want to watch that because I like Thomas Jane. I liked his performance. I just thought it was like a cheap movie. So it wasn't a good movie. But, you know. Episode. I think for Force Awakens, I'll give that a solid. I don't know. Maybe a C. Maybe a C. Last Jedi. That movie pissed me off so much. That gets an F for me. Maybe can you get an F plus? Can you give it an F plus? That sounds weird, right? F plus. Like it wasn't the worst. Again, it's only because in a trilogy you have to. They're completely connected to the first one and the last one. So if your second one sucks, you throw off. You broke the trilogy. So Rian Johnson's such a bastard. He ruined, even though he didn't touch this movie. By virtue that he totally dismantled. He was the little thing in the middle of the Death Star that all they do is shoot and destroy the whole thing. You can't fix this trilogy. It's unfixable. You see what I'm saying? You can't fix it. But all you can do is give me little moments. And I feel like Rise of Skywalker does. And by the way, so a lot of people, I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to give anything away. A good, bad movie, Jingle All the Way, Lafayette says. Yeah, that's a terrible movie. But, you know, it's fun. I was smiling in this movie. I was fun. The one thing I'll give to Mike, though, is that there's a lot of these weird, like, plot holes. And we could really go into them. I would love to do that. But there's a lot of weird moments where you just couldn't defend. Like, it wasn't going nowhere. There's no way you can make it better. Am I in the right neighborhood? I don't think I am. Anyway, what else? Yeah. What are some other ones? Hudson Hawk is my all-time favorite movie. Fight me, this is like a fan. I don't remember that well. Episode 9 is also a revision by Committee Project. Maybe, but it was on the positive end of that. But again, there was no way. You can never get a high performance out of this movie. There's just no way. There's no way you can redeem that time again. It's what has happened has happened. And now we just got to live with the consequences there. And that's the sad part of it. So like I said earlier, the characters I start to really dig. I start to enjoy Rey way more than I ever enjoyed her in the other two films. She still was too overpowered. But, you know, she had so much, there was so much emotion and she was conveying so much. The other thing I heard, I think Jeremy Johns or Chris Tuckman said that in the other films, even in the prequels, you got the sense that these characters were friends. I didn't get that sense in these films. I don't feel like they're friends at all. They feel like they're just characters put together and we're supposed to just believe that they're friends. They're always fighting and it just didn't seem like anybody really cared for the other. This movie was so poorly paced that there was hardly any quiet moments for you to just kind of like linger. You remember how when Han is fighting with Leia on Hoth and they're arguing, and even though they're arguing, you get the sense that they care about each other. Excuse me. This movie, you know, for the most part, I don't get that as much. Hardly at all. But I know that it's there because they're implying it. It's just not enough. So that's where it left me a little flat. Is it true that Rey spontaneously learns to teleport? because it's not quite that it's not quite that simple, but it's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. Again, the ideas that they put there's just a lot of things like, and mainly for me in the first act, the first third of the film, I was just like, why is this happening? And I was kind of like ready to hate it. I was giggling. I was making fun of it, kind of like how I made fun of Man of Steel. Like I was like, what? Come on, shut up, that kind of stuff. So, should you see it? You know, if you're casual like me and you're not as like hurt by the brokenness of the IP, you will take some of what happened and accept it as an attempt to apologize for all the wrongs, even if it doesn't quite land. I felt like it's okay. A lot of it didn't work, but it's gonna be all right. I'll just deal with it and move on. If you are, I think if you care about the properties more than I do, you're already angry and you're already preconditioned or prepared to hate it, and I think you're gonna hate it. If you were in love with the subverting of expectations, and I think you're gonna be mad still, because there were some big middle fingers in this movie to Rian Johnson's movie. I'm telling you that right now. What's your number one, JB? You can't just show something without credibly building it. That's why TLJ's failure is so bad. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I think that's what happened. I think Johnson made his own movie and didn't consider how it would affect the rest of the trilogy. In the trilogy, I know that I understand that George Lucas didn't quite plan everything perfectly for the original trilogy either. But the things like Luke and Leia being brother and sister, for example, that was like off the cuff, but it was like within the pale of orthodoxy of his story. It worked. In fact, it actually made a bunch of interesting elements to that, right? But this movie, or this trilogy, because they designed it this way, they kind of went all over the place. They kind of just acted like it was just too piecemeal. It wasn't done cohesively. It was bad. Star Wars fans want generic fan service. Maybe. And that's why this movie is so burdened and rushed. Yeah, Cam. Yeah. It really did struggle to. This was almost like a DK book. This movie was a DK book. It had all the pictures of the things you like. Gave you a bunch of information, sorta. Yeah. No, man, you're not gonna get. If you're looking for that true service, the lore service, you're not gonna get it. I mean, some of it is kind of there, but you're not gonna get what you think you want because you're not really getting. You again, it's impossible. It's just impossible. It's not for lack of desire. I think JJ would love to have be given the opportunity to make a third installment of a film that he planned to work. But because, you know what it's like? It's like you work with somebody at a job and you guys are on a team, and the person you work with, who's known to be the douchebag in the office, actively sets out to sabotage. So that's what Rian Johnson did. He sabotaged this trilogy. I was perfectly fine with just kind of being, B or so for Force Awakens, or C to B, C plus maybe. I don't know. I was perfectly fine with that because I felt like, well, the second act will build on that and we'll get more, and by the time we get to the end, it'll be exciting. Now what happened here? So that's why Rian Johnson, even though I still cast the blame on Disney for mismanaging this, and they're responsible. So if you're mad at this movie's Stop buying their stuff. For crying out loud. Stop buying crap. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop making excuses. I heard someone say the other day, I heard some people talk about a frustration with a movie on Netflix. Well, I'm gonna wait till this other series comes out, and then when I binge that, I'll just cancel. And I thought, that doesn't have any integrity to that. All you did was say, well, I just want the benefits of the thing that I'm gonna leave. Like, all right, then don't even complain about it. You obviously didn't care enough about the thing you were worried about or angry about to say no now. Obviously, you have a tolerance for it. So deal with it. That's how I feel. Suck it up. Just suck it up. Yeah, anyway. Stop buying their stuff, man. And then for that matter, just go ahead and make new stuff on your own. Make your own Star Wars. Make your own next big thing. Stop waiting for someone else to make it for you. That's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm usually wrong. Who cares what I say? You know what I'm saying? Who cares what I say? It don't matter. It don't matter. Either way, I love you guys. I don't want to read your comments, but I'm driving. Hold on, let me park it over here so I can talk to you guys. All right. Farmer Dan says, I'm going to make my next big thing in the toilet. Go ahead, Farmer Dan. Disney does some good and some bad in my view, says Cam. I agree. Draken says, JJ isn't a great filmmaker, and SW isn't some incredibly great IP to begin with, so expecting this Disney movie to be good is just ignoring the reality of the situation. I don't think that's true, Draken. I think the IP is good. Is it terribly original? No, but it's original in our culture, and that works. Warren JB says, I had the opposite feeling. I saw all the Mary Sue stuff in TFA, and thought this was just going to get worse, and I haven't bought anything since Star Wars since. Good job, Warren. Stick to your guns. Whatever you do, I don't care. Even if we disagree, just be consistent. I'm not speaking with my dollar by not watching this movie. I'm speaking with my dollar. There you go, Cam. There you go. The biggest takeaway from this movie is Emperor Palpatine's downfall is not wearing a helmet. Episode 2, Return of the Jedi. Not. Well, as it relates to, like, again, the is it worth watching? I kind of think it is. I think if you're an artist and you like design work, tons of great design work in this movie. There's really, there was one particular puppet that I was like, that guy, he made me laugh. I loved him. That was good. It was just good stuff in the bad set, you know? I don't know. It's like, can you not be a good dad and want freedom for your family, even if you live in a communist regime? Yeah, you can. You know, and that's what it was like. You have good things in a bad situation. It can never get better. Like I said, it's never going to get better. The movie looked great, says Lafayette. Yeah, it did, man. I was like, man, like it was really good. That's why, like, on an art level, it's definitely worth the money to go see it. As an art, for like your concept art, character design, alien design. There's some really cool aliens in this one. There was a moment, if you care about I'm not gonna get into it, but whatever. What else? I'm trying to get to my buddy's house. He's not here yet. I'm not trying to scare his wife. Okay, I'll just wait outside his house. Yeah, they're not here yet. Anyway, I think that is him. Can't be sure. So, what did you guys think? Leave your comments down below if you guys don't mind. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you saw it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't care if you do or not. It doesn't matter. It's all right. I allow all thoughts. I mean, you can even say I'm an idiot. It's okay. I just want you to know that I got the chance to see it and I thought it was okay. What they did to Carrie Fisher was horrific. I don't know what they do to her. She was okay. I'll take a great plot over and over most things. Over most things. Okay. Dennis says, dislike it. Needed 1 more year to finish. Very poorly edited. I'm telling you, Dennis, you could have given it 10 more years. There's no way it would have been better. No way. No way. No way. Jeremy Griggs will eviscerate you if you criticize the prequels, but then he likes CFA, so. I don't know who Jeremy Griggs is. So hopefully he won't eviscerate me too much. He was like a puppet on strings. Let the woman rest. You can't do that. Here, you know what I think about that? Actually, Jalapeno? I don't think there's again, it's Rian Johnson's fault. He left it open. They kept Leia alive in episode 2, even though she had already passed away. So here's what I think. Here's what happens. But then again, I have a funny feeling that there was a lot of mixed feelings about this. If she dies in real life and you kill her off in the film, now she's like most notably connected to in that character, could it have been seen as poor taste or too soon? And then of course you let her live, then it's like, oh, they've missed an opportunity to fix the problem. But again, now we're using her life or death as a tool to fix again, it's another, doesn't feel right. Like you're trying to use her death as a way to fix the quality issue of a product. That just sounds bad. So in this movie, she has some interesting parts. Again, there's some stuff, I'm going to talk about it soon. I'm going to do a spoiler review soon, but it's more of a spoiler talk. I don't really want to spoil it. I mean, I'll spoil it, but I'm saying I don't have enough. I might have to see it again. And you know what? I might see this one again. I really liked it. Last Jedi, I saw it once in the theater. And I don't care how many times it was given to me for free on Netflix. I couldn't watch it. I just couldn't watch it. I hate that movie. Man, that's a bad movie. Does the movie make sense as a final to the 3 of them? It does, Jennifer. It does. It's just like running a marathon and you weren't quite ready to finish the race, and so you do the best you can, and you might not even make it through the actual race itself. You get there all beat up. This there was no way to fix. I'm telling you guys, I'm not speaking in hyperbole. What Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi created irreparable damage to that story arc. There's no way you could have fixed that trilogy. There's no way. No way. I don't believe it. I saw The Last Jedi second time in the theater. It didn't improve it. It only got worse. You don't have to finish the whole bucket of popcorn, Elliot. I like it, Slacker. I know it was a lot of popcorn, but now I'm craving popcorn. Yeah, I know. It's good popcorn. AMC, baby. No butter, no salt. It's like just as it is. All right. So, any last comments before I head out? Oh, I just bit my lip. You could probably fix it, says Dragon. Of course you think that, Dragon. Because very little happened, but doing it one movie is quite an ask. Poo-poo pee-pee, says Farmer Dan. I don't know what that means. AMC, did you get the one on the Anderson Road? Nope. Went to West Shore. All right, Warren JB. Merry Christmas, guys. Like I said, I'll try to jump back on a little bit later. Maybe today or tomorrow. And we'll discuss specifics. So I'm gonna adjust the title of this one. Let's call it a spoiler-free review. And then the next one I do will be a spoiler-full review. I already saw it, Amar. Okay. And by the way, this is the diet lemonade, pink lemonade, diet pink lemonade. All right. You could possibly come watch RT Bear pontificators later tonight. I don't know. I mean, Mike Smith, hit me sometime for Christmas. Oh, my brother, I love you, man. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Enjoy your day, right on, Terry? Yeah, I have some friends go to see it, but not me. Guys, it wasn't that bad. If Ryan Johnson was making the movie, I wouldn't go see it. But I have JJ has a little more credibility with me. I liked it. I like it. It wasn't great. It's not going to fix everything, but it was I believe it was a sincere attempt to fix what went wrong. Impossible situation, guys. This is what happens. That's what happens when you make bad stuff. So don't make bad stuff. As my friend used to say, if you're going to make it nice. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I love you guys. Be good.